Clark. Slings it over to Hull, wide open three. She got it.
Clark and Lexie Hull put on a show, so electric, so dominant, that the entire WNBA world couldn't stop talking about it. The Indiana Fever, sitting at 7th in the standings, were in a tight battle for a playoff spot. Their challenge? A tough Seattle Storm squad, holding steady at 4th place. History wasn't on Indiana's side. They had come up short in all 3 matchups against Seattle this season, but something felt different about this Sunday afternoon. The air was charged with possibility.
A jam-packed Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana, getting ready for the
Storm boasted a lineup of stars including the dangerous Jewel Lloyd, the versatile Nneka Ogwumike, and defensive anchor Ezi Magbagor. On paper, they were the favorites. But basketball isn't played on paper. As the teams warmed up, Caitlin Clark's pre-game routine looked particularly sharp. Her passes were crisp, her shot was falling, and there was an unmistakable focus in her eyes. Across the court, Lexie Hull quietly went through her own preparations, draining 3 after 3 with machine-like precision. Right from the jump, Ezi Magbagor made her presence known for Seattle, sinking a smooth turnaround jumper to put the Storm on the board first. The Fever, on the other hand, looked a little hesitant, maybe still feeling the weight of their past losses to this squad. But Caitlin Clark wasn't about to let that trend continue. With the same fearless mentality that's defined her rookie season, she went straight at the defense, ready to take control.
Here's Clark. Clark looking to take it around Lloyd. Clark bodies in and finishes.
That play was Clark in a nutshell. Great vision, zero fear, and the ability to make something out of nothing. But Seattle didn't flinch. With their experience, they stuck to their game plan and made things tough for the Fever. The first quarter was a grind, and Indiana just couldn't get into a rhythm. They managed only 19 points, shot 33% from the field, and couldn't hit a 3. Still, Clark was already making her presence felt, dropping 6 points and 3 assists. As the quarter wrapped up, Seattle had a slight edge, but the Fever were starting to figure things out. Clark was finding passing lanes, and Hull was getting a feel for where the openings would be.
Here comes Clark, wielding through traffic, finds Hull, lays it in.
The teams emerged from halftime with renewed purpose. Seattle, aware of the threat posed by Clark and Hull, adjusted their defensive schemes. But the second quarter turned into a highlight reel for Clark's playmaking and Lexie Hull's shooting.
Gives Indiana the lead. Looking to shake Corsten. Clark sings a pass. Hull on the wing. Connects.
Every trip down the court, Clark pulled off something special, threading perfect passes, creating shots out of nothing. Her vision was next level, and her timing was spot on. And then, with 8:21 left in the third quarter, history was made.
Early, miss there from Lloyd. Clark the fling ahead. Oh, what a dime! And Mitchell lays it in!
The perfectly timed assist to Kelsey Mitchell represented Clark's 232nd of the season, breaking Penicheiro's record for the most assists by a rookie in WNBA history. The crowd rose to its feet in acknowledgement of the milestone. Clark, ever the competitor, offered a quick smile before refocusing on the task at hand. The quarter continued to be a display of Clark's complete game. She wasn't just passing, she was also defending and, of course, nailing 3-pointers.
In the corner, Boston the rebound. Clark a good look. She got it.
Despite Indiana's improved play, Seattle refused to back down. Jewel Lloyd, in particular, kept the Storm within reach with her scoring. By the end of the third quarter, the Fever were hanging on to a slim 1-point lead, 59-58. That set the stage for a wild fourth quarter. Lexie Hull wasted no time making her presence felt. Right out of the jump, she stepped in to take a charge, drawing a roar from the crowd. It was the kind of hustle play that fires up a team, and the fans appreciated it. But Hull was just getting started. On the very next possession, she found space behind the arc, took a pass from Clark, and drilled a 3.
Slings it over to Hull, wide open 3. She got it!
Seattle called timeout, but the momentum had already shifted. From that point on, Hull couldn't miss. Every shot she hit seemed to suck the energy out of Seattle's defense. Her off-ball movement was perfect, constantly putting herself in the right spots. The connection between her and Clark was automatic. Clark would drive, draw defenders, and then find Hull wide open for another dagger.
It's Smith. Clark lobbing it in. Boston draws 2 in the corner. Hull, you bet!
Seattle tried everything to slow her down, but nothing worked. If they keyed in on Hull, Clark made them pay. If they focused on Clark, Hull was ready to fire from deep. After that last 3-pointer from Hull, Indiana's lead had ballooned to 10 with just under 6 minutes left. The crowd was on its feet, sensing something special. Clark kept feeding her hot hand, but also showed off her own scoring. With the shot clock winding down midway through the quarter, she created just enough space with a step-back move and buried a 3.
Clark She got it.
Indiana was in complete control. The Fever put on a shooting clinic in the fourth, hitting an insane 8 3-pointers on 80% shooting from deep. Hull accounted for 4 of those, each one more demoralizing for Seattle than the last. By the time the final buzzer sounded, Indiana had outscored Seattle 33-17 in the fourth, turning a tight game into a statement win, 92-75. But it wasn't just the score, it was how they did it. Hull exploded for 12 points in the final quarter alone, proving she could deliver in the biggest moments. Clark ran the show like a seasoned pro, knowing exactly when to score and when to set up her teammates. The final stat sheet told the full story. Hull finished with a career-high 22 points on an absurdly efficient 8 of 10 from the field, including 6 of 7 from deep. That's 85% from 3. Her spark off the bench gave Indiana the secondary scoring threat they desperately needed. Clark was just as brilliant, finishing with 23 points, 9 assists, and 5 rebounds. But the numbers only told part of the story. She also made history, becoming the all-time rookie leader in assists with 232, breaking Tisha Penicheiro's record of 224. On top of that, she set a Fever rookie record with her 78th made three-pointer.
I feel like every time we watch you play basketball, you're breaking another record. Today, it was the season record of assists for Tisha Penicheiro. What does it mean to you to pass a legend like that?
Well, Tisha's been a big fan of mine ever since I was in college, and somebody that has always been right there to congratulate me or just be somebody that's offered advice. So to pass somebody like her, I'm just forever thankful.
Meanwhile, Clark took to Twitter with a simple message that summed up the night. This is now a Lexie Hull fan account. Within minutes, the tweet went viral, racking up thousands of likes and retweets. Basketball Twitter went crazy. Clips of Clark's pinpoint passes and Hull's clutch shooting flooded social media. One fan tweeted, "Clark was amazing, but Hull was on another level. She was feeling it. Go Fever." Another wrote, "We're watching the birth of the WNBA's next great duo. Clark to Hull is going to haunt defenses for years." Even former players and analysts chimed in, recognizing that this wasn't just a big win. It was a moment. At the post-game press conference, Hull, normally quiet in front of the media, couldn't hide her excitement. She smiled as she shared what made the night even more special. Winning in front of anyone is great, but to do it with my grandma here from Spokane and my sister from Austin, it's amazing. Having them courtside made it even cooler. The cameras caught Hull's grandmother and sister in the stands, beaming with pride. It was a reminder that beyond the highlights and stats, these were real people, sharing a moment they'd never forget. Clark, always quick with a joke, doubled down on her viral tweet when asked about it.
Caitlin, we saw you tweeted that you're a Lexie Hull fan account now. What can you say about the performance
Twitter
she
really
had?
quick to tweet that, or X. Yeah, my account will solely be about Lexie if you want to follow. I'm going to change the bio to Lexie Hull fan page, so yeah.
The room burst into laughter, but the message was clear. Clark had just put up another incredible performance, broken records, and led her team to victory, but she wanted to make sure Hull got the spotlight she deserved. For the Fever organization, the rise of Caitlin Clark and Lexie Hull as a dynamic duo isn't just an exciting development, it's a glimpse into a promising future. Clark's elite court vision and ability to control the tempo of the game, combined with Hull's deadly accuracy from beyond the arc, form a 1-2 punch that has the potential to give opposing defenses nightmares for years to come.
Well, I got to bring Lexie in on this because the two of you have something special brewing. How did you get that three-point groove going, Lexie?
I got to my spot, so she can find anyone pretty much anywhere. So I knew when I got it just to do my job and knock it down, and it was a fun game today.
But they're not alone. With Kelsey Mitchell providing consistent scoring firepower and Aaliyah Boston anchoring the paint with her dominant inside presence, Indiana suddenly finds itself with a core that could evolve into a legitimate championship contender. The chemistry is building, the pieces are falling into place, and for the first time in a long time, the Fever's future looks undeniably bright. Guys, if you loved this breakdown, make sure to hit like and subscribe for more epic WNBA moments. Also, how far do you think the Indiana Fever will go next season? Thanks for watching.